Hopefully this time around we'll be wrapping a lot of this up and getting this bike back on the road. Or at least getting towards that. One of my favourite kinds of deliveries today, all the way from Bulgaria. Some stickers for the wheels. We love stickers. Only drag is it means I've got to clean the wheels properly, and we hate cleaning. But luckily I'd already cleaned this side of this wheel, so there's one in place. Lovely. Really like that. Yeah, sexy. But given it's already 80 degrees in here, I don't think I'll be doing any cleaning just yet. Maybe tomorrow morning when it's a little bit cooler. We have to do everything at sunrise because that's the coolest time of day. And even then it's like 70 something. Just fits, it's tight, and it's not designed for this wheel I don't think, but there we go. You know me, impatient as ever, and yeah, so I cleaned this side of the back wheel and put that on. Lovely. Interesting to note that the guy cut these not fully to the edge, but to allow for the curvature of the wheel when you're putting it on. Really helpful, really good idea. Thank you very much, Uncle Bulgaria. There we have it. A monstrous Ducati. Yeah. Got a lot left over. I might throw some on the 748 as well. Yeah, nice. Like it. Just enough. All of which excitement reminded me I had that sticker left over. I quite like that too. Yeah, nice and subtle actually, just silver on silver. With the MV picked out. Yeah, cool. And typically one element fell off, which gave me an idea. I can use some of the red ones and they actually show up really nicely. Like that, yeah. Uh-oh, he's gone sticker crazy. I like it. Very in your face. Yeah. And there's the other side. Yeah, love it. Really cool. Funny enough, there was another Ducati Monster for sale in Prescott again this week, sold for $2,800, which is a little bit more than I paid for mine, and that was a 2001. Mine's 2008, not 7 as previously advertised on this program. Then there was this little gem which I was very tempted. Apparently all it needs is not a new seat, apparently. Really? And then there's this, an R6. Tempting. It comes with a free dirt bike too. Not so tempting. I believe I need more garage space. And I should at least finish one project probably before I get another one or two. Funny, looking at those side panels again, I realised that probably the issue with the fuel tank and the paint job is that that engine paint is really not designed to be polished in any way. And I think that was the problem, you know. I just, you know, the polish, the T-cut, the light sanding, I mean seriously light sanding, but I mean I think that's what destroyed the finish on it. So yeah, my own fault. And yes, certainly this was my own fault. It's still making me laugh actually. It's so bad. Terrible. So anyway, I've got some 2K coming. Do it properly. First time with 2K, apart from race cars. Lots of funny stories revolving around race cars and 2K paint, because not least of all will probably remember, if he's watching, sending me off to buy some and making me look very stupid. And yes, Ricky Booby and I have consistently chosen this time of year, a little bit later in the year, to paint race cars, both the Nissan and the Porsche. And it's coming up to monsoon time, and we always manage to paint it, and then it rains while it's drying. So we have this kind of golf ball finish. If it's good for golf balls, it must be good for race cars, right? Aerodynamics. Anyway, more stickers. Yes, I bought these possibly for the tank, and that works quite nicely there because it fits in that gap, because that's there. Yeah, you get the idea. Turned the Monster around to give me better access to the other side, and also, you know, I kind of sit here from time to time staring at it, wondering what to do next, and you notice things that way if you look at both sides of the story. So there's some more wiring that needs a little attention, I think, a little skeletal protection, and don't know why I bolted that up like that. That needs to be kind of hidden behind the pipe, so I need to pay attention to that. I'm going to start looking at how I'm going to route pipes for the oil thing. And what else? That needs cleaning up. That needs a bit of a clean up. You know how much I like cleaning things. There, much better. What was I thinking? Well, obviously I wasn't thinking, and that's the point. You just kind of got to pay attention to everything that you're doing and what the end result's going to be. In anticipation of my 22mm hose arriving, hopefully in the next week or so. I don't know why it takes so long. It's obviously very difficult to get hold of. Anyway, I have refitted the factory end result, the final kind of blowout tube, and I'll probably reroute it back where the factory put it, honestly. I guess they know what they're doing. As that was properly tight to get on, I'm going to leave this unmounted just in case I have the same problem with the new hose. It's easier if you're not fiddling around in a small gap underneath the seat. Oh, what seat? Don't know, honestly. Derek's gone AWOL. So, given my new inexhaustible supply of tie wraps, I'm going to be doing some wiring. Oh, did I mention the inexhaustible supply of that stuff? Yeah, loads of it. Well, there we have it. All skeletaled up. All the way. Yeah, lovely. It's not just cosmetic actually, because you know this boy here goes up there right past that cylinder, which is going to get hot. So there's a little extra protection for it. You may remember I was too lazy to take this off, the rear cylinder exhaust that goes down to the tree, for want of a better word, and I'm contemplating, only contemplating mind you, wrapping it to match in front of that one. I don't know. I think I could get some clips in there to finish it off. I'd have to cut, I don't know. I think I probably should. I hate that stuff though, because it makes your hands it. Oh, I suppose I could put gloves on. In fact, it probably says that in the instructions. Oh, no, wait a minute, there weren't any. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have said that out loud. Now I'm going to have to do it. So, there's all the kit I need, I think. Gloves, compliments of the Lancia Club of, I don't know, America? Southwest? Arizona? Not quite sure. Anyway, the guys that I met up with a few weeks ago when I went down with David in the Integrale. Interesting bunch of guys and some interesting cars, including a ridiculously special Ferrari. I know you guys are bike guys, but this was pretty special. Ooh, something's on fire. Ah yes, that'll be the cigarette I lit. Yeah, no, ridiculously special. So apparently this vehicle was, here it is. This vehicle was one of the first 3 Ferraris ever built. Chassis number 001C. So the third one actually. But literally one of the first 3 Ferraris ever built. And this guy's driving it around, and it's tatty, as you can see. I think they call that patina. I think that's the real estate agent version of patina, of tatty. Oh, marvellous car, historically, fantastic. Anyway, I digress. On to wrapping. Fiddy tink, maybe. Is he totally mad? Quite possibly. So, this may not be the conventional way to wrap an exhaust pipe, but of course the tie wrap is temporary to hold it there. And what I did was actually, instead of feeding it all through here like I did up there, what I did was put the first bit in and then start twisting it round. It's not going to work forever, but it worked for that initial bit so that I could get that first overlap. And now I'm going to have to do the tedious bit about threading it all the way through, and then I'm going to pass this up at some stage and actually do that, tighten that down properly with one of my fancy intercooler clips, and we'll see how it goes. Tie wrap removed and intercooler clip in place. Let's do some more wrapping. There you go, against my better judgment. Wrapped until it unravels, which it does in my experience. Hopefully by then it won't be my problem. Well, those gloves were good, so I haven't got itchy hands, but that stuff gets everywhere, so everything else is itching. So apparently you need a hazmat suit when using exhaust wrap. Now I'm going to sand down the tank again. I'm actually going to do it in situ because I can't be bothered with all the fuel leaking everywhere. And I might even spray it in situ, which may seem unnecessarily complicated. We'll see how it goes. But do bear in mind that I sprayed each panel on here, bit by bit, panel by panel, with the clear coat and the black and the clear coat and the black, etc. In situ to mask everything else off. So I think I can do that with this. I just need a big plastic bag. Okay, we're ready for some proper paint. I hope we're not going to get compatibility issues. By the time you see this video, it will be too late to offer me any advice on that, because I will have already done it. Too much? Well, it's also too late, because they're on there. I like it. I know it's the Augusta seat, but yeah, I'm just trying to get a feel for where it's going, what it's looking like. I think it looks quite good. Just like London buses, nothing for weeks, and then 2 come along at once. Yes, so we have the engine paint, the gold engine paint, and we have this special 2K in a can, aerosol, not for my armpits. Any Not the 9 o'clock news fans out there, remember that one? Mm-hmm. So everything that matters is covered up, and that don't really matter too much. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, better mask off all this stuff. Yes, it's specky time, because I had to read the instructions. Never used this before, wanted to get it right. So I have to shake it for at least 2 minutes before doing anything else. So I need to find a track that's 2 minutes long. I think Neat by the Damned will do. I think Clocks Are Big by Spiz Energy, a little too short. I think that's under 2 minutes. I could use the clock on my phone, but where's the fun in that? This is where being a drummer comes in very handy. Good rhythm, fast wrist action. Apparently we've got to do that again after we've activated it. We've got to put this, oops, on the floor somewhere, and that upside down. Okay, so now I put this on here and press down firmly. Doesn't say how long for. I feel a disaster coming on. Taking that bush, boss. Name that film. My favourite film, by the way. Anyone who names that film will get a freebie, but you'll have to email me and send me your address. I had a brainwave. Press and shake at the same time. What can possibly go wrong? Alright, I think that's enough. It's time to give it some paint. Shit or bust time. And if it goes horribly wrong, I blame Clint. So the other difference with this paint is that can will now only last 48 hours max. So that's not really a problem because I'm going to do it all now. But just an FYI, heads up. And so far so good. I have to say you can kind of tell the difference quality wise as you're putting it on. Really nice coverage. And started off with all the difficult areas, you know, around the edges in there. Yeah, I think you can hopefully see the difference already. Obviously that's wet, which is why it's really shiny. It's supposed to be a satin finish, so we'll see what happens. Meantime, I'm going outside to do the second coat on the gold bits. It's all coming together rather quickly. Because once this is painted, I can put everything back on, hitch up the gear shift, the brake pedal, foot pegs obviously, and they were a bastard to get off, and which is a good sign because that means they're tight. Yeah, and maybe I can take it for a test run. Don't see why not. May have to check with the local constabulary. Okay, they're out there, outside at gas mark 100 and something silly. And yeah, let's give the other one a second coat. Looking good, apart from that bloody dog hair. Yeah. Okay, coat 2. See if I can actually film this. So nice even strokes, about 4 to 6 inches away, just till it gets a reasonable sheen. Don't want to put too much on, don't want to put too little on, otherwise it all gets nasty and dry. This paint is lovely, thoroughly recommend it. Want to try and avoid the can spitting, so do your horizontal surfaces first. Because you can put more paint on that way as well, and then you get a better flow when the can is obviously upright, which if you had it hanging would be good. You know, I think this is a job done. I don't want to overdo it. Again, the beauty of living in Arizona is that this stuff dries almost as fast as you're spraying it on. Excuse the camera work, I'm not looking at what the camera's doing, I'm looking at what I'm doing, and I'm not going for a gold patch. The other thing with this paint is you don't seem to get those stripes that you do, and it's not just down to the nozzle. The nozzle's pretty good too, but I think that is enough. A little bit left, might have something else to paint that on, we shall see. Apparently I have 47 hours and 23 minutes to make up my mind. So now I'm stuck in the garage trying to create as little dust and airflow as possible with the air conditioning on. Probably not a good idea to have a cigarette, but yeah, what the hell. Well, I think we can all agree that's a vast improvement, and the old pack rat is unscathed. Very little overspray, interestingly, although obviously it's completely in the air, as you can possibly tell from the video. And all that kind of settles as a fine dust, so it's going to trash the white roof, but then that's trashed already because the cats climb all over it. So yeah, all in all, very happy with Mr. Clint Eastwood's paint. Yeah, much more satisfying than Mr. Newman's ranch salad dressing. As you can tell, I'm no longer a big fan of Formula One, used to be. So sorry about the flag, Chuck, thanks very much. It's very useful. 47 minutes into my 48-hour deadline, I decided to paint that as well, even though I haven't filled anything. I just thought I'd give it a lick of paint because I have the paint. Rude not to. Found I'd missed a few little bits in those harder to reach places that you need a special toothbrush for. Yeah, I lifted it up, propped it up on a pipe, and I'm just hoping that's going to stay there while it dries. So nobody sneeze. So these came out pretty well too, and it was interesting while I was painting them because the pinkish salmon tone that happened with the exhaust pipe was very evident as I was spraying over that more yellowy gold. But they are now the same gold as the timing covers and the exhaust pipe preheating it up. I don't know what's involved in terms of heat resistance, in terms of paint, but if you're going to market it as heat resistant, I don't think it should change colour radically when you apply the heat that it's intended to cope with. Not bad at all. Yeah, so interesting, you know, don't try and cheapskate it, buy the proper paint, get a proper paint job. Lesson to the wise, from the wise, to the wise, and anyway, experience tells that buying proper paint is better. Well, I guess I should be patient for a couple of days and just let everything like dry properly and cure and all that kind of stuff. But I just like pottering around every night when I come home. So I think I'm going to clean these up because although they look, well, actually through the video they look a little bit foggy, right? And certainly, well, that's weird. From the side on the video, they look clear. It's the other way round if you're a human being. And that kind of perspex is prone to fading in the sunlight here in Arizona, at least. I had the same problem with my Maserati, not the Ghibli, the last one, my one. What was it? 3200 Grand Sport. Yes, fine motor car. And Chuck gave me a mother's headlight restoring kit, and I have to say it's a very good product. Be careful as you go with it, as I was, because if you want a new headlight for a Maserati Grand Sport, it's $1,000 plus. So yeah, I might just try a little bit of that on the gauges and see if it makes a difference. Oh, I know, it sounds dangerously like cleaning, and it kind of is, but I'm going to do it anyway. If it's still on the shelf with the cleaning products, I don't know, honestly. Yeah, that looks like it. There you go. New lens. Mother's new lens. Not my mother's new lens, that's for sure. Anyway, this one, I thoroughly recommend it, actually. It's a really good product if you have foggy perspex. If only mothers would sponsor me, including my own. Well, I don't think anyone wants to watch me cleaning glass, so I think we'll call it a day for now. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you made it to the end. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so and encourage others to watch my lunacy.